Hey,
Good evening.
I had my camera set and then something happened and it wasn't set, but now it's set. Welcome back.
Yeah, we
And
are
back we are.
back and we've got people here. We've got RC Granny, we've got Harold, we got Cody, OG Mikey's. Who else we got on here? RMC, or RMRC. My apologies.
Yeah, we're global tonight.
Yeah,
We got RC Granny sounds like is down in Australia, so that's pretty cool.
yeah. He usually tunes in for the first little bit while he has his morning cup of Joe, and then I think he has to run off to work. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's always watching. He usually gets on pretty early. Um,
Nice.
Speaking of being on, if you guys are here, once again, let us know you're in the comments. We got to know who's here, and that's the only way we can know, really.
Yep. Chime in with the city and state slash country you're in. So I know that we've got a Florida man. I know that we've got an Australian with us. I know we've got some Hoosiers from Indiana.
There you go. Got to have the
So
Hoosiers from Indiana.
let us know where you're at. Represent your hometown.
Absolutely. And if you're new here, this is remotely controlled. We are a YouTube show and we talk about all things RC. A lot of things we talk about are surface, but sometimes we get into other areas of RC.
There was one time we talked about airplanes.
We did talk about airplanes, and that's my background. But yes, Mikey's from Pittsburgh. Welcome, Mikey.
Is he a Yinzer? Is that what
I don't know.
Pittsburghians? Are they
That
Yinzers?
you got me.
I think that might be
Harold,
right. I don't think that's insulting. If it
you
is,
know,
let us know. Sorry about that.
yeah. Colorado, nothing stock.
Pueblo,
Well,
Colorado.
that's out in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where else we got?
Yeah,
Yinzer is
Yinzer's
right.
right. I got it right.
Yeah, yeah, buddy. I love it.
Thank you, Pat McAfee, for educating me on that.
Whoever that is.
Oh, Sam.
Uh,
Now I'm just
I don't.
sad in my face right now.
You might be. Who is that? Tell me. Inform me.
Pat McAfee was the punter for the Colts. He
Oh,
is a huge sports personality, and he is from Pittsburgh. Well, I don't know if he's from Pittsburgh, but I know he's from Pennsylvania. I think he's from the Pittsburgh area. And he talks about being a Yinzer, and they say out like at.
that's
I don't know.
that's that's why it's sports. I'm not a big sports guy. I really
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately.
gotta I gotta rep the local guys, man. Pat
Yeah.
McAfee, he's
Right.
loyal to Indiana and I'm loyal to him.
There you go. There you go. Just
Yeah.
like the king of RC in his last video was loyal to number 22.
Hey, the king of RC, he took no prisoners in that video.
No, he didn't. That was awesome.
That was so good.
I love that video. It was hilarious. I love when Tony does that. It's quality entertainment there
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah, the King of RC. That's one of the best characters. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Harold. Harold's correct. Pat McAfee is known for swimming in canals. We have a canal
Oh,
in downtown Indianapolis,
oh.
and there's no swimming in it. But when you are under the influence, sometimes people go swimming. Allegedly.
Allegedly, right. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. If you're here, hit that quadfecta. Speaking of quadfecta, like, subscribe, comment, and share. When are you going to post the last show on your channel, Chaz?
Which last show? Oh wait, I forgot. I was at Beat the Creek whenever
Yeah, I know.
whenever you
I
put
ha-
it up for me, and I forgot to get it when I got back.
I had to give you crap about it. If you want to
Oh
watch last
man,
show, he'll repost that sometime.
I will. Man, I will get that. I'll get last 2 weeks ago. I'll get that show posted tomorrow, and then this one, hopefully, maybe I can get posted like on Friday.
Pro RC, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Pro RC,
To
where you
the
from?
Yes, post it in the live chat. We're anxious to know. We're trying to find out where everybody is, just so we can see where everybody's representing from.
But yes,
Um,
Quadfecta. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. That's the
yes,
Quadfecta. Make sure you go ahead and hit those for us.
hit the four for
So,
sure.
Sam, we're back, and I am back. I was in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, that's not too far from Indiana.
No, it's just right. It's our neighbor to the south. I was born in Kentucky because that was the closest hospital to where I lived.
Oh, check this out, Chaz.
Whoa, that's cool.
Vietnam.
Nice.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Rob's
we
here.
are. Rob, what's
Stanford,
up, buddy?
Maine. What's up, buddy? You're
Maine.
up there.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know he was out there.
You're up there by good old Adam from Cape Crawlers.
Yeah, he's was he Massachusetts?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. That's cool.
Should I
Anyway,
post like his home address?
hey,
Oh, that wasn't even an intentional callback.
that was a dig. Oh man. Um, you were born down in Kentucky.
I
I've been to
was.
Kentucky twice. Is Badlands in Kentucky?
Yeah.
I've been there twice. Then I've been to Badlands. I've been to Beat the Creek. The coolest
Oh
thing I
wait, no,
remember,
sorry. You said Badlands. Badlands is in Indiana. Beat the Creek is
Indiana,
Kentucky.
but they're all like you're like within what we would consider in Utah a short drive.
Yeah.
From the warehouse, from the Direct RC warehouse, the Fury Tech USA RC warehouse, um, to Badlands or to Beat the Creek is not incredibly far.
No. So so the warehouse is about an hour and 15 minutes away from me. Um and being in Indianapolis, Axial Fest Badlands is in Attica, Indiana, and that is about an hour and a half away from me. And then Beat the Creek is in Maysville, Kentucky, and that was about a 3-hour drive for me.
Okay, so Utah from top to bottom is about a 5.5 hour drive, depending on how fast you're going and depending on a few things. So, but to get to my hometown, which is in southern Utah, it's about a 3.5 4 hour drive, depending on how fast you're going.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of how I relate things. Anyway, yes, you were down in Kentucky for Beat the Creek.
Dude, it was awesome. It's the first time I've been to Beat the Creek. Cody drove down on Saturday. He drove down and just hit up
Cody.
Ender. Yeah, he goes to Badlands. So Badlands is an off-road park. So that's
Yes,
why it's
for
called
one to
Axial
ones.
Fest. That's why it's called Axial Fest Badlands.
Right.
Because it's at Badlands Off-Road Park in Attica, Indiana. So you can go there. You can four-wheelers, side by sides. They've got like uh,
Jeeps,
Jeeps. Yeah, like if you want to run it,
Broncos.
you can run it.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like Indiana's Moab for us, right?
Yes, I
If
mean
we're
yes.
it,
For
it, kind of, it doesn't have the same type of rock or the same type of terrain, but it's an off-road. Moab is kind of is like anybody can go there. It's you don't have to pay. Well, if you want to get into some parks, you have to pay, but it's like public land where this
yeah,
is like privately owned.
yeah,
But
yeah. Badlands is like a campground off-road park.
yeah,
It's a very much smaller, scaled down version of Moab
yeah, without the red rock.
without the red rock. Yep, yeah, it's
Without
just mud because it's Indiana.
show your trucks in the mud.
I can't.
I got the vibe from this video.
I can't. I, I was at I was at the biggest RC event in the country,
And you
maybe the world,
didn't drive.
and I didn't drive a single truck.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly disappointed.
Dude,
But
I'm so
but
bummed.
to be fair, these guys aren't typically waterproof
No, the minis aren't waterproof, and so
unless 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 you have one of these guys.
is that waterproof?
Yeah, Traxxas are waterproof.
Oh, interesting. If only I would have had that before I went
I
to Beat the Creek.
I know. We'll talk about that later,
Yeah,
okay?
we'll get to that.
Oh man, we've lost control already.
All right, what are we looking for?
Okay.
Pro RC.
A differential or skip it?
For an off-road RC car. So we talking like a buggy, a truggy? Are we talking
Crawler?
a crawler, a basher, straight
Yeah.
axle monster truck? What are we talking about?
What are we talking?
Generally, well, I don't know. I do mostly crawlers, and I mean diffs are pretty important.
Right. I just got signed out of our notes. I don't know why that happens all the time.
So yeah, Pro RC. Let us know. Are you talking about racing? Are you talking about crawling, trailing? What kind of action are you talking about?
He says crawling.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You can't hear
Okay.
me?
No, I can hear you just fine. I got signed out on my other screen and then it disconnected my AirPods. So
Oh,
anyway,
gotcha.
he's talking about crawling.
Yeah, gotta have diffs.
Yes, for sure, 100%. And they have to be locked. And another piece of advice, if you're building and you want to do either an overdrive or an underdrive, and that means the front tires spin faster or the back tires spin slower, one or the other, that is highly recommended as well. Probably about a 20% ish.
If you're doing designated crawling. If you're
Correct.
doing trailing,
Different
then
story.
that's a little bit different because you're running a little bit higher speeds and stuff like that a lot of time. And you
Yes.
don't you don't want a lot of overdrive and underdrive if you're running wide open.
Correct. But that's a great question. And I know there we have all ranges of people in the hobby on this show. And so that's a phenomenal question. And thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that for sure. 100%. So beat the creek. Now that I'm signing back into my notes.
Oh yeah, dude, my feet were sore until like literally until yesterday.
I can't imagine wearing, I mean, I grew up on a farm. We flood irrigated on our farm and I used to wear irrigation boots for hours on end, but I don't know that I've ever worn irrigation boots, what we call irrigation boots, rain boots, whatever they are,
Yeah.
muck boots. I don't know I've ever worn them that long
2 days straight, and they were not broken in.
because they were new.
Well, so mine aren't new. I brought mine with me.
Uh
The
huh.
other guys, the other guys made a quick stop at Walmart and snagged some.
Right.
I brought mine, but I'd never worn them before. So I
Yeah.
mean, I
Makes
mean they were
sense.
essentially new.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they weren't broken in. I wore them for 2 days straight, and oh man, it was rough. And the worst part, the worst part was the ground got so saturated and so muddy. And Cody can confirm this because he made a day trip down on Saturday. The ground just sucked your foot into the earth, and you had to fight for every single step you took. Like I would put my foot down, I would have to twist to like break the seal every single step. And dude, it was exhausting.
Well, I mean, I saw some of the videos and I mean, there was a Ford Raptor that needed to get pulled out. I mean,
And to be fair, that Ford Raptor was also pulling a trailer through that
no,
mud.
correct. But it was, I mean, that's how mucky and muddy it was there.
Yeah, I
Now,
saw one of the videos I saw today. I don't remember which channel it was. It might have been the Direct RC channel. They had video, so it was that Raptor pulling a trailer, and it was being pulled by a freaking John Deere like
John Deere
riding
lawnmower.
mower. And I
Yeah,
was like,
I
oh my
saw that.
gosh,
That's awesome. That is awesome. When we went there, it rained a little bit, but it was nothing. I mean, there was zero mud. Like there was nothing. It was dry as dry can be. But it was good to see the area again because, like I said, I was there and um, I loved that was one of my favorite shows or one of my favorite events, I should say. Um, so yeah, it was great there. I understand the shirt you have on currently may or may not have made uh the llama crawler tracks special edition limit one of one.
the one of one llama track shirt made an appearance.
Oh god.
Did Ken ask you about your mascot?
No, he did not. And but
Oh, I told him to.
I haven't really chatted with him much
Oh,
since
okay.
he's been back, but normally we do. Oh, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Uh Perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
I you're it's a slippery slope, friend. It's a slippery slope.
yeah, for sure.
They multiply. They're like bunny rabbits.
I like that you're building it though, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Building it is definitely it's so much fun to build them. Absolutely.
RC Granny, you know what? I could not agree more. As much as I hate being wet and miserable all day and my feet being wet, which luckily I had my rain boots so it didn't happen. But like just the conditions for me personally were a nightmare. But it just worked. And that event was a blast. And like I said, I didn't even drive anything. I was just watching other people drive and it was still awesome.
You know, both booths you were in had crawler tracks.
Yeah, I sold all of them.
You could have driven
Now I
at
know.
least at least 6 feet or 8 feet
I know, and I could have gone over to the Hard Park booth. They had an actual 24
Outdoor.
scale course.
Yeah,
Um, I I did have some opportunities, but also when you're working the booth, like it's hard to get out and about, and
absolutely.
it just didn't work. And again, with the minis, the biggest thing I took was my UTB 18, which again is not waterproof.
No, no. Well,
So
especially with the Fury Tech in there, you wouldn't want to drive that through the mud and
right.
muck.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I just that I didn't have like the right conditions to drive, and I was fine with that,
Right.
dude. I still had so much fun. I can't wait to go back.
Yes. And I don't want to bring up a bad topic, but I saw not a lot, but I saw a few comments on the Facebook page about how it was horrible. You know what? The guys that Beat the Creek put on a phenomenal event. They can't control the weather, and they make the best of it. And I do like. Was it your video or was it Direct RC's video? Or was it Kenji? I can't remember. One of them, people were running around and asking, how's the experience and what would you have for someone who, was complaining essentially.
Yeah. So that was
And
the direct RC video, and
and everybody
I'm
was like, this is awesome.
yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because so there were quite a few people online that were pretty upset, and rightfully so, because so I'm going to justify some of what they were going through, but I am absolutely going to defend the Beat the Creek organizers because this is such a big event, right? Like this is like a destination event for people. People
For sure.
plan on this, for months. Like this is a big trip for a lot of folks. And so when they get here, obviously nobody can predict a forecast beyond a few days, and even then it's still just a guess.
Right.
So people are making plans without knowing what the weather's going to be. And then you find out
Correct.
what the weather's going to be, but guess what? Nobody can change it.
Well, and everybody, the first day, from what I understand, was decent.
The first day
Was
was
oh,
nice.
so everybody was already there. So
Yes.
I
Well,
mean,
no, you had a
some
lot
people,
of people that were there.
some people
But
were there. The RVs, some RVs were there. I mean, you can't just say, okay, we're going to cancel this year because of. I mean,
right. Well, and also they got the attendance was way more than I think they were expecting.
I haven't seen the official numbers yet, but I heard that it was like ridiculous.
I haven't seen the official numbers either, but if what I've heard is close to true, they they might have doubled their crowd last year.
Yeah,
Doubled
four
it.
grand, 4 grand from what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So,
That's a lot of
I mean,
people. That's
that's
a lot of people to organize an event for, let alone try to manage, the waste facilities, the food, the camping, that's crazy. Those are crazy numbers.
yeah.
Which good for them. Absolutely, 100%.
No, listen, man, they were awesome. They were pulling people in, pulling people out, pointing people wherever they needed to be. And I did. Some people said that they got some bad attitudes. I never saw a bad attitude from anybody while I was there. Um, and that first day when they opened the gates, like there was a long line, and we heard from a lot of people. It took like 3 hours to get up the drive onto the property and parked.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I get the frustration, but also like I mean it is what it is. There's nothing that that
Yeah,
you can do about it.
it's not
Just
a two-lane highway. I mean,
no. It's a back road in Kentucky,
yeah,
and it's a private property. I mean these folks
yeah,
opened up their private land for this event, and they welcome thousands of people. And dude, that property was obliterated at the
I'm
end.
sure. And it's a farm, from what I understand. Like it's a
Yes.
literal farm.
Yeah.
So replanting crops if they have to. Not saying they do, but I mean that's there's an expense there.
Yeah. I mean, like one of the things at Beat the Creek is Beat the Barn, and
Yeah.
it's a working active horse barn. They have
Yeah.
horses in there while you're
Yep.
driving your crawlers.
That was one of my favorite parts. I love that.
Yeah, right. You're a horse
Um,
guy.
little, yeah, yeah. Whether I want to be or not, yes. I'm gonna circle back really quick before we move on to Cody's comment. He's looking for an M1.4 flathead hex hardware for hexes. Uh, I got this little guy. This is the ramp crab in a 3D printed box. I think I got it on Amazon for 10, $15 or something like that. These are SCX 24s, but I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff on Amazon
Yeah, I know
for,
Enjora makes a kit. Little Guy Racing Parts has a kit. I actually have the Little Guy Racing Parts. I got it in
yeah,
a package of some stuff I got.
yeah.
That's a great kit.
Ramp
Enjora,
crab.
Mofo, you can get hardware from Mofo RC as well.
Yeah,
Um, I recommend anything from Mofo. Those guys, they make great products. They're really
they
well
do.
priced. I love Mofo.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Anyway, don't want to spend a ton of time on Beat the Creek, but it was an experience. I'm glad you got there. You look like you had fun regardless on your video. I mean,
Dude, it was a blast. It was so fun.
that's good. And you were in good company. Not that anybody else there's not, but Ken and the guys from Direct RC and
Ken,
from
Zach, and
Fury Tech
Scott from
USA
Hobby Plus, and then Sam.
Sam. Yeah,
Not you,
they're
Sam, the other Sam, because there's only one
Sam.
other Sam.
Yes, there's two of us in the hobby, and that's it.
Right.
um, great group of people. I mean, amazing people. So, and you got to see a little custom crawler tracks for Direct RC and Fury Tech USA and Hobby Plus.
Yeah, they looked awesome.
So
And we stayed in a cabin that was built in
I
1792.
saw that. That is amazing.
It looked cool. I mean, we slept there. It's not like we spent time in it.
Right.
It wasn't the most comfortable conditions, but just for sleeping, worked out just
Yeah.
fine.
Sam always finds these crazy Airbnbs. The one we stayed in when we went was this old farmhouse out in the middle of a field. It was cool. It was really
Nice,
cool. I loved
nice.
it. Anyway, moving on. Beat the Creek was a success. Let's move on to bench talk.
Yeah, all right. Let's do bench talk then.
First of all, uh, what are you working on?
Well, I've got them over there on my futon, so I can't reach them. But
Futon? You have a futon?
I'm in the basement. Yeah, I got a
Oh my
futon.
gosh. That's awesome.
This is where the kids have sleepovers. We just lay
Yeah.
the futon out. They watch movies and stuff down here.
Hey,
Works out great.
hey, that's awesome. I love
Hey, listen. No, it's not for my bachelor days, okay?
it. Uh-huh.
Anyway, Sam, since you asked,
Since I asked.
the day before I went down to Beat the Creek, I got a package because so I saw right before I left that Hobby Plus was going to have to adjust their prices and they were going to go up on May
Yes.
1st. And
Yes.
so I did not have a Rushmore. I did not have an Arctos. I did not have a Juice Up. And I want those, but I just haven't pulled the trigger because I just didn't need them. So
Harold, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fair.
Carry
And
on.
it's sad because he knows he's not wrong. So that's the sad part.
I'll leave it to
But
Harold.
anyway, the day before I left, I had an Arctos and a Rushmore showed up. I did not get the Juice Up, but I did get the Arctos and the Rushmore. They both showed up. They're both in the black and blue livery because come on, branding.
That Rushmore blue is unreal.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It really is. Mm-hmm.
So I those got here right before I went down there, and then when I was down, so I was working the Fury Tech USA booth, the Direct RC booth, and the Hobby Plus booth. They were all three like kind of connected, and so I was helping out with all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott from Direct RC, nope, from Hobby Plus, he hooked me up with a ton of upgrade parts for the Arctos and the Rushmore.
Cool.
So I'm going to be testing those and then also building those up.
Uh-huh.
And just before I went down, as you know, I got the FX 118 X comp from Direct RC,
Correct.
and I built it with the pieces that came in the box. And
Mm-hmm.
there's some mods I want to do to it that I already have, so I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to swap some wheels and tires. I've got a little bit of brass to get down low and up front.
Cool.
So just to kind of set that thing up and finish it off, and I think that's going to be about perfect. So that's what I'm working on right now. And lastly, my members should have seen, I know some of them did, because they voted for me. Or, well, they didn't vote for me, but they voted on the channel. My next custom build I'll be starting hopefully in the next week. And
Yes. It's
it's gonna be
cool.
it's gonna be a cool one, man.
It's gonna be really cool.
It
Trust
is
me.
it's a custom one of one build.
Yeah. It's like
And
I want one of those. It's
and
cool.
it's gonna be gnarly.
It's gonna be cool. You think his lunar rover was cool? Wait till you see this.
It's yeah, and this one there's going to be a way more detail. Like this one,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a performer. Still, the wheelbase is going to be an awkward uh,
Right.
length, um, but it's going to look really awesome.
It's going to be cool. It really is. I have a thing here for you. You when you got your FX 118 Ultima, what's it called? Mine's the Ultima
XComp.
XComp. Thank you.
Yep.
You talked about the shocks were a little bit stiff.
Yes.
Got to get you some green slime.
Is that from
I can't see that. Come on.
Cow RC? What are you talking about here?
No, this isn't from Couch. I picked this up at my local hobby shop, Adrenaline RC,
Okay.
and it says FT on it. I don't know what that means. Oh, this is Team Associated
Oh,
Electronics.
okay.
So this you put on the shock shafts, and it smooth as butter.
Well, and I have shock oil. I have Team Losi Racing shock oil.
But this
I
is like
didn't.
a gel almost. It's like a
So that just
cream.
coats the shaft.
The shaft, yeah.
I'm not going to do that motion again.
Yeah, no, don't do
Yeah.
that.
Um,
You're gonna get us banned from
no,
YouTube.
Harold is going to lose his mind, and I'm never going to hear the end of it with that one.
It's true. It is true.
But and to my discredit, I didn't check the shock oil. I didn't top it off. I literally took the shocks out of the package and I put them on the truck, and that's how I've run it, and
Yeah.
that's how I took it down to Beat the Creek. So yes, they're sticking. Yes, I could absolutely make them better, but they're also blue on a red and black rig, and so I don't want
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you're right.
I have some red and black ones. I'm going to swap them out. They work just as good, and
Correct.
they'll look better on the truck.
Right. And you can put the blue ones on your Sonic build.
Yay! There we go. That's perfect.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I know you mentioned something about them sticking a little bit, but that stuff works good.
Yeah.
What's next?
Oh, I know what's next.
I do too.
I have
As I'm looking at
a
it.
video. I have a video that's recorded.
Oh, yes.
And it's uploaded,
Yes.
but it is private because I need somebody to sign off on it before I make it public.
And I know who that somebody is you're talking about.
I am going to have a massive special guest sometime in the near future.
Yes.
We still have to nail down the details. It's a tricky time right now for my guest. I live in Indianapolis. In case you guys aren't aware, the month of May in Indianapolis is kind of a big deal. There's something called the Indy 500, the greatest
Yeah.
spectacle in racing, the largest one-day sporting event in the world.
Yes.
And I bring all that up because I know a guy that has won the Indy 500.
You leave it at that.
And I'm going to race him.
And you're going to leave it at that.
And that's all I'm going to say right now.
That is awesome. And I'm going to jump ahead in our notes. Speaking of special guests.
Yeah. It doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't. And you guys are not going to want to miss our 10th episode.
Our next
10
show.
of them. Our nenext show. So 2 weeks from today. You're not going to want to miss it. We're not going to tell you. So you need to
3 months.
I know, it's crazy, huh?
Because we didn't miss a show because somebody had to have a birthday.
I know, right? I know. You guys stay tuned to our social media. Chaz will announce, I'll announce at the same time. We're going to kind of do a coordinated effort. But you need to pay attention to our social media because we've got a surprise for our 10th episode.
Our next show will have a different format.
Yep, we will not be just us goofing off.
there will be a third person on stage with us.
Yes, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Yep,
you're gonna love it. I promise. You're gonna want to tune in, and it's gonna be awesome. So,
and this will be the first of many.
This will be the first of many. But this we're throwing everything to the wind. This is a big first one.
Yeah.
So
we're going big right out of the gate.
Yep.
And not every episode will have special guests, but we do have quite a wish list of people that I think we can get. We just have to.
Well, a lot of them have been like a soft confirmation. So
yeah.
So
And
yes, we do.
listen, if I do anything, it's going to be soft.
Harold,
That's
don't say anything. um, uh, quickly, I'm still waiting for my parts because I'm a slacker. But quickly, tariffs have come down. They've struck a deal. I know we've been talking
they
about it the
have.
past few episodes.
But I want to hear about your builds that so because you've got two that are kind of in limbo right now.
Yes, and it's my own fault. So one of them is my Mount Olympus RC build, which is the budget build. It's a you've got a budget of basically after you get the rig is $100. Well, depending on what rig you get, I guess. And we Sue can bid the best rig, and then we're gonna get together and we're gonna basically comp them out and crawl and see which rig does best. We're gonna put them on some tables and see how they perform as far as angles and whatnot,
Nice.
and scale them out or put them on the four corner scale, scale them out. That didn't
Yep.
sound right. Um, and then my other one is my Endura build. I'm calling it the choose your own adventure build because excuse me, Mountain Dew's coming back to bite me. Because it's I'm putting uh I'm putting questionnaires out there in the community, and people are choosing what they want to see me put on the build.
Yep.
So
Which upgrades in which
yep,
order?
yep. You remember the choose your own adventure books?
I do. I never got past like the third choice, and then I always ended up dead on page 17
Yeah, right. That's why I'm calling it the choose your own adventure build.
because I'm going to end up dead on page 17.
Yep, you're gonna end up dead on page 17. So those are kind of where I'm at. But I did see on social media, and I should have pulled it up, but I didn't. But I saw someone who had created a 8x8 out of this guy right here, and he's
Yeah,
Dusty. I want to do an 8x8. That's
that
I
would be
know
cool.
another squirrel moment for me, but how and it was a tow truck. How cool would that be? It was a custom chassis. I want to do an 8x8. I've decided. So
Yeah, that'd
very
be
cool.
awesome.
Very, very cool. So we're working towards those. No promises, but we're trying to do our best.
Yeah.
Um,
So anyway, back to what you mentioned because now you can get parts. You just got to pull the trigger pretty quick.
I know. At least for the next 90 days.
As of
Or
2 days ago, we got a 90-day pause with China
yes,
on their trade war.
yes,
And we have dropped our tariffs down from 145% down to 30.
yes, correct.
Um,
And they've dropped theirs down to 10%
yeah,
on
right.
most things, on not everything, but and
Yep.
some of those deals were like rare earth and minerals and some other things, but I don't care about anything but the the freaking RC cars.
Well, with the rare earth though, that includes
That's lithium.
lithium. Yeah,
Yep,
so that has a big impact on our lipo batteries.
it does.
Um, but yeah, and as a result of that, Triel, who had already announced that they were going to have to halt all shipments to the U.S., has already made an announcement that they are working on resuming direct shipments to customers. So
So
they're already resuming shipments to like dealers and hobby shops and things like that. But for like direct to customer, they're working on getting that back up.
yeah.
But that's a big shift to do in 90 days, and who knows what's going to happen at the end of that 90 days.
Correct. Well, and I'm assuming that means if you buy from Trill.com or like Enjoy.com or wherever you get them, but specifically in this case, Trill.com. But Amazon, whatever they have in stock, I'm assuming, that their warehouses here are
Right,
still gonna carry what until the stock is gone, apparently.
right,
But
right, right.
we'll
Yep.
see how fast they can get those ships on the ocean because apparently they're all backed up in China right now, just sitting there.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, I read some forecasts that we're going to be backed up like we were at the beginning of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
Makes
I don't know.
sense.
We'll see what happens with delivery times and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean it's progress though, and I'll take
It
it.
is. I'll take it. Yep, I'll take it all day long for sure. I would like it to go, whatever it was before this whole tariff war, but
Yep, and
Yeah.
then just lock in right there. And that's the
Yep.
selfish way. Because listen, there's a whole lot of other stuff involved that I don't know anything about. Maybe keeping it the way it was detrimental for some reason. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yep.
But
That's above my pay grade.
absolutely, surface level, I want it how it was.
Unless it can be cheaper, but you know.
Yeah, unless they want to drop it down more. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I don't think that's going to happen, like ever.
No. No. Um, Chaz,
Yes, sir.
have you ever owned a rig or got your hands on a rig or maybe wanted a rig that maybe you haven't ever owned before?
Um, I have.
I did do you a favor. I did do you a favor. I'm going to step out of frame here and see if you can see what favor I did you. TRX4M, 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 TRX4M.
Sir, that's just entirely too many Traxxases.
Traxxas.
Is it Traxxases? Is it Traxi?
Traxi.
I think it's Traxi.
Is it platypuses? I
So,
made the whole thing for you. That was all done for you.
well, I mean, I did this.
Well, you didn't do that. I
Well,
did
I
that.
said it there.
You did set it there.
So,
uh,
yes, this thing showed
well,
up a couple days ago.
I never in my wildest dreams thought I would ever see that in your what do you call it? Basement studios? Your
The Cluttered Basement Studio.
there you go. I never thought I'd ever see that.
I didn't plan on it, but it's here, and I'm not mad at it. I do feel dirty having it in my hands.
You feel like you need to take a bath?
Yeah, I need to like sanitize my hands real quick. But I've been checking it out,
Okay.
and
I
I'll
hear
tell you
there's
what,
yeah.
the clipless body system on this, best in the game.
I told you that like 3 episodes ago.
Okay, but I never had one. I didn't know.
It is. I told you. It's the best. It's the best clipless system out there. Period. Hands down. It's the
Yes.
easiest. It's the quickest. It's no fuss. Yeah, hands down. And from what I understand, you've got a video coming on this.
Well, yeah, I kind of have to.
Forced.
Somebody put a video out, put me on blast, had custom music in there calling me out.
Come on, those songs were awesome.
Listen, I wasn't mad at them.
I sent him to him after the video released, and they're I'm if you think I should do like a music video to them and release those so you can hear the whole song because you guys only heard like this much of it, leave me a comment down below. Oh, good times.
Harold,
Good.
you didn't bring your
Now
Harold. I don't remember the TRX4M making an appearance here.
Well, it wasn't in the Cluttered Basin Studios.
No, it wasn't. But I think he's talking about my. I don't even remember what I called it. But yes, my course outside. The trial ground test grounds. I don't remember what I called it. Trial course test grounds. I don't know.
Hey, it's a blue Ford.
It is a blue Ford, and I knew you were up to something because you were not subtle at all.
No, it wasn't.
But you were super coy with what you were doing, and I had no clue what you were up to.
Well, I knew when I was going to release the video, and I knew I was going to ship it, and I had to make sure that somebody was going to be at your house so it didn't grow legs.
Yeah, it didn't. It showed up, and I got it.
It showed up. It showed up, and it's blue.
It is blue. You asked me what color. You told me to pick a color. You didn't tell me why.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you. I just said pick a color. Random question in our chat.
I said either black or blue because that's what I do. And you were like, well, that's not helpful because I need one color. That's how that conversation went.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't helpful. So
cool story, right?
that's about where it ended too. Oh, so I'm
So
assuming we're
now I
gonna
have
get
a
all
Traxxas.
your first reactions and your thoughts in your video.
Yeah, so I started recording. So you kept telling me always be recording, always be recording.
ABR, Alfred, ABR.
And so when I got home, I saw a package on my porch. I got the phone out. I
Was it
started
still there, or did
recording.
your wife get it?
It was still on the porch.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Um, so I started recording, cut it open, so my reactions in there. Um,
Perfect.
and then I didn't do like a total unboxing because it's not like these things are new or anything like
No,
that.
they've been out for a long time.
But there's a little bit of that, and then I wanted to go outside and get some run footage because I haven't been able to get good run footage outside lately because of all the rain. But it just keeps raining, and then also I was like, well, I mean, this came from Sam, so I'm gonna have to use crawler tracks.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting you outside. RC Granny wishes the RC gods would drop him an RC car on his doorstep.
Hey, listen, I wasn't mad. I wanted one of these. I just couldn't pull the trigger, like out of principle. I could not pay for this.
So we did.
So it showed up, and I'm not mad at it.
Good times. Keep
I
an
do
eye
have
out
some
for Tom.
thoughts on it, and that'll be in my video. And
Yeah,
that video should be dropping this
keep
Saturday.
an eye out on Chaz's channel for uh, uh, CK4RC for the video.
Yep.
For the video. Good times. Good time. I'm glad you're going to enjoy it, and I'm glad that you finally got a T word in your house, and
Yep. And
that
now I
you
have a
that
whole new platform that I have to learn.
learn. Yep, and that you feel absolutely disgusting.
Well, once I get a Fury Tech system in there, I'll feel a lot better.
A little bit better. All right,
Yeah.
I get that. I get
Yep,
that.
for sure.
Spoiler alert. Hello.
What? It's not that's not a spoiler. I'm going to put a Fury Tech system. I'm going to put a torque servo in it. That's not a spoiler.
Oh, good times. RC Granny, you're right. Hit the like button, guys. Smash
Yeah.
the
Thank
like
you, RC
button.
Granny. Appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. New
Um,
products.
if you real quick, once we're done here, head over to CK4RC. That's my channel. Head over there and hit that subscribe button for me as well. That would
Yes,
be great.
absolutely. 100%. 100%. Go. I need more Mountain Dew. I'm choking.
So Sam, our new product release list is a little short this time.
It's insanely short, and I'm blaming that on the tariffs.
I think that definitely has something to do with it.
Because normally we have like 4 or 5 or 6, and
Yep.
we have
We got we
2.
got one. We got two.
We got 2, and I haven't even.
Oh yeah, we got two.
I couldn't even find a picture of the first one. Like I searched, and I can't even find it.
Well, they haven't released the picture. They just released a teaser.
A teaser. I couldn't even find that on Facebook. I looked.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all the places I've seen it were ads, so I can't just go and search an ad.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is the FMS. RMRC's taken off. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good evening.
Yes, thank you.
But we're talking about the FMS FCX LC80.
I had one here if I didn't change it all out for Traxxas, but this is a special edition LC80.
This is a special edition. They call it the mysterious version, is what they have on the teaser. I don't even know what that means.
It's gonna be black.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I mean, maybe so.
Yes, and black's my color. I mean, that's as you can see, most of these TRX 4Ms are black.
Yeah.
So that's my color. Yeah, so we don't know much about it. We just know that they showed a silhouetted picture of it, and you really can't see much detail in it. I tried to take it in a Photoshop and look at it. You can't tell a whole lot.
Yeah.
So that's coming out.
Yep.
And then we got another one.
So there's actually been 2 announcements from J Concepts.
Yes, and I only pulled up the one, but we can talk about both of them.
I mean, yeah, they're both pretty straightforward. But J Concepts, yep, there's the body we got. That's for 10th scale, right?
Yes, it is for 10th scale. But it's cool. It's an old Jeep truck.
Yep.
I can't remember what that's called, but yeah, they're
Is it the Comanche? Cool. Is that the Jeep pickup?
Yeah, that might be it. The old Jeep pickup. The green's a little bit bright for me. I would like to see it more doled down.
We'll just get it out and get it dirty.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. But
Take
yeah,
off the
that's cool.
shine.
That's cool. I love it. Got the removable hard top, which is cool. That's cool. What's the other one?
The other one are J Concepts put out some 1.0 comp pin tires.
I saw those. I didn't pull them up though. I should have. I don't know where they are. Anyway, they look like a lot of pin comps, and they're
Yeah, yeah. They don't look like anything special, but they're J Concepts and they make good stuff. So I'm sure that they'll
yeah,
be great tires.
yeah, for sure, 100%. And that's it. That's all we
That's our
got.
list.
You guys
If
got
you
anything?
guys have seen or heard about anything new being released,
Yep,
drop it in the comments. Let us know so we can look it up.
yep. RC Grant, I'm just getting back to this because I was running the Sheen's screen share. Murdered out, full brass, brushless, maybe. Yeah,
Four wheel
I can see
steer.
that. Oh,
RC Granny, I probably won't go that far.
that would be a bold move if it was.
Yeah,
But
I'm probably
but
not going to do that.
their Hummer is very easy to make four-wheel steer. I think Ken over at the Shop Mini RC did a video on it. All you have to do is buy a front axle, put it in there, put a servo on it, and you're done. Essentially, the
And it's a
transmitter.
bummer. Those Hummers should come that way
I agree, 100%. I agree. Even
because the
though
one to ones have crab walk.
yeah, but it's not that. It's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. I've ridden in
No,
one.
it's not, but it's there.
It is there. All the new GMC SUV trucks, and they're not even real trucks. They all have them. But I work in the automotive industry, and my boss had one for a little bit, and it does crab walk. I did get a ride in it, and it's cool. But I think it's kind of a novelty. I don't think it's not a functional four-wheel steer.
Yeah,
It's more of a novelty. Which to pay $110,000 for a vehicle with a novelty feature,
sure.
yeah, I know. Anyway. But yeah, it'd be cool if FMS did a four-wheel steer. They'd be phenomenal. But
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah.
I'm guessing RC Grandy was probably correct. He's probably gonna. I'm gonna put his comment back up there. It's probably getting murdered out or a lot of black anyway, and then brass, maybe brushless, might be kind of cool.
Yeah, brushless wouldn't surprise me. We'll
The
see about
brass
the brass.
that wouldn't surprise me either. Really, I mean,
I
some other
I
companies are doing it.
I just don't know. So brass just adds so much weight, and when they're worried about shipping and everything as is,
That's true. You do have a
um,
point.
I don't know if they'll go a whole lot of brass out of the box.
Yeah, you you do have a point.
So
Very
I don't
much
know. We'll
so.
see. I mean,
Oh,
time
could
will
be
tell for
interesting.
sure.
I'll be honest, the LC80 when it first came out, I had it like a month and a half early because of a partnership I did with FMS. I didn't even know I had it until Ken released his video to his subscribers, and I'm like, holy cow! Because I had opened it and I had no clue what it was,
Oh wait, I have that.
and I'm like, I have the new version of it, and and yeah, because the old version doesn't have the chassis labeled with their FMS, but it is actually now it's not, but at the time it was like highly um uh uh capable out of the box. And I loved it. It was cool. It was really cool. I did a short on it crawling up an old waterfall I had at that time, and it's very capable. I was really impressed with it. So if they can top it, more power to them.
I have a
More
question for RC Granny. Um, are you guys able to get Holden bodies for your RCs? I think
hmm,
they're Holdens, right?
in
In Australia,
Australia.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think a Holden is what I'm thinking of. It's like the El Camino, basically, right?
Oh, that would be sick. I would love a Ranchero or an El Camino body.
Right? Or oh no, they can't. Oh man, it is a Holden though, right? I mean, that's isn't that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I have no idea. It would be cool though. I would love
Man,
to
it
get
would be
that.
so cool.
An El Camino or a Ranchero. That sounds like something Mount Olympus would do, to be honest. But
No, for
I
sure.
would I would love an El Camino body on a rig or
Yeah.
a Ranchero. Same thing, right? The little
Yep.
or a Subaru Brat. How about a Brat?
Well, they have brats.
I know that. Yeah, it's the Australian version of a Chevy. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Um, those things, man, they look cool. I wish we
Yeah.
had them in the States because they are. If you're not familiar with the Holdens from Australia, check them out because they are really cool looking.
Americans love Holdens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not a Chevy guy, but those Holdens
yeah,
look
yeah,
tough.
yeah. They do for sure, 100%. Haven't found any Australian car bodies for collars. Well, maybe someone should pick that up and do that because that would be cool. I
It
know
would be
the
cool.
I know the guys would love the Holdens. Sorry, I gotta let my dog in so she's not barking. She has to go out and go potty, of course.
Well, I
And
mean,
it's always at 2 a.m. or during the show.
who doesn't? As soon as we're done, I'm going to go outside and go potty.
Yeah. Mrs. won't let you in the bathroom, huh? Subaru body, yep. The Subaru Brat.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I'm not a
Yeah,
Subaru
there's
guy.
the
That'd be cool.
Kyosho version, and then there's also the Charisma version.
Charisma version, correct.
And they both look
100%.
almost identical.
Yeah. And you're right. I've seen some of Tony's videos, CCXRC. He does have them, Cody.
The Brat?
Yeah, he does. He has a Brat.
Oh, okay.
You have to go way back in his history because he doesn't show it. This is one thing that's come good out of the tariffs. And I mentioned this our last show. I love that people like Tony are looking at their old rigs and pulling them back out and dusting them off.
Yeah.
And here's a prime example. This has been sitting on my shelf forever. I don't know if you can see the dust on that thing.
That is authentic Utah dust.
It is. It absolutely is. And I do love that the tariffs are having people go back to their old rigs, working on them, pulling them out, dusting them off, running them. I mean, I know I've got a lot of rigs that aren't open, but man, I love it. I really do. Because you forget about them. You forget how much fun they were.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
he had
I
the,
kind of ran into that last weekend when I was at Beat the Creek. I was talking to Scott from Hobby Plus, and the CR24, dude, that is my favorite 24 scale crawler, and there's like no support for it. And I
which
was
one
bugging
is that?
the Hobby Plus CR24.
The CR24.
I can't reach it. It's buried down here on my shelf, but it's oh no, wait, actually it's right here. I can reach it.
I have one of those, I think.
So here's one of them. This is the Defender pickup.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
And like they've got super tiny tires, but they are so good.
Yeah.
And there's no support for them, and it drives me nuts. And so I was
Oh.
bugging Scott all weekend long about bring the CR24 back to life. This thing is my favorite 24 scale crawler, and there's just not much you can do with it.
Oh. They have moved into the 18th scale. They don't do much of it for 24th anymore.
I know, and their 18s are good.
Their 18s are phenomenal. They really
Bring
are.
the CR24 back to life. This one's it's dusty too because it's been sitting. I took it to a comp. I ran it box stock, and I was killing it. And then I burned the servo out. Right,
and then
like,
it box stopped.
and so yeah. But I was killing with this thing. Like
That's
dudes had their
awesome.
SCX 24s and everything else, and they were looking at me like I was driving some little toy because they were like, "What is that? Why is it
What
so
is
little?"
that? That's awesome. Why
And
is it
then I
so
was just
dinky?
slaying lines that they couldn't imagine.
That's so cool. I love that. See, and that's what I love about that. That's what I love about the tariffs is it's causing us to pull stuff out like that and go, man, I haven't touched this for a long. That is teeny.
Yeah, look at that.
That thing's half the length of a TRX 4M. Wow.
And to be fair, I mean the high trails are a big 18,
Right. No, for sure.
but
100%.
these are a small 24.
Yeah, that's way small. That's almost like the FMS
The
Discovery.
yeah, the FCX 24Ms.
M's. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
Sam, I think we did it.
Oh my gosh, it's been a wild hour, and it's not even an hour yet. We cruised. What do you guys got? Got anything else? Leave us a comment in the show note in the thing. Oh, there's RC Granny. He just put something up. Look at this. eBay They do have a
Oh,
110th in
Holden
Lexington.
Commodore. So I don't know if the Commodore. I don't know if that's like the the classic Holden that I'm thinking of, like the common like El Camino looking thing. I don't know if that's what the Commodore is, but that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, I would love to have something like that. That'd be awesome. It really
Yeah,
would
for
be.
sure.
Oh, yeah. He said, "Yep, it is." He said that's like the El Camino.
Nice, sweet.
Um. Well, with that being said, I got nothing else.
No,
We got to get working on our next episode.
yeah, I'm gonna start the show notes tomorrow
Perfect. I love it. You guys,
after I get the last episode posted.
then when are you going to post this episode?
Friday.
Friday.
As long
Okay,
as
there
you
you
have
go.
this one available for me to get, I'll post
So
last
we've tried.
episode tomorrow and this
Okay.
episode Friday.
Okay. We've tried to keep it scheduled, but YouTube, when it has to upload first before I can re-download it for Chaz. And sometimes that takes 24 plus hours. So anyway, RC Granny, thank you for joining us once again. We appreciate you tuning in to us every week and being one of our consistents. So thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Cody, Harold, Rob,
Rob. Yeah,
all
those
the
guys are always consistents as well.
all the
All your Indiana buddies.
well, Rob's in Maine.
Oh, that's right. Rob is in Maine. Cody and Harold aren't. They're in Indiana, right?
Yeah, I wish they were in Maine.
Oh, guys, now we're losing control. We're just off in the weeds now.
We're remotely controlled.
We're remotely controlled.
All right,
Guys, it's been a ride. Go
hit
ahead.
the quadfecta, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Do that on here, and then go to CK4RC and do it on there as well.
And then smash the bell, hit that bell so you can get all the updates. Honestly, Chaz releases more videos than I do, but either way, you want to make sure you tune in. And you want to make sure you tune in to our next show. It's going to be killer. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. If you want to ask questions, next show's the time.
Yep.
And you'll see it. We're gonna broadcast it. We're gonna post it on social media well in advance.
Yep.
So,
and hopefully the guest will as well.
We're hoping. I haven't confirmed that yet, but we're hoping.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us once again on Remotely Controlled. This is our YouTube show. He's CK4RC. I'm Crawler Tracks. He's got the Lighthouse shirt on. And I think that's it. And I guess we'll see you on the trail. Good night, guys.